Hey guys, here at the newly launched Ether Space. The last time you saw this showroom, it was still under renovation and construction. This launched while I was on the tour. In case you're new to this channel, check out the video series up here. But it's completely redone now and looks good from outside. Just came here to get the number plates fixed. They are here. Also wanted to check the Ether Space. The first thing you see is the Series 1 model. Nice lighting here. If you have seen my Bangalore video, you would have seen the naked model. The different colors that are on offer, the black, the grey, white and the mint green. Looks like a nice upscale coffee shop here. Very well done. I like this part. So we'll get the number plate fixed. Probably meet one or two of friends here at the BMW showroom. Chaitanya wants to pick up his bike, gave his bike for battery replacement and tire change. But here is one interesting model that we haven't seen anywhere yet. Probably the first in Hyderabad. That's the R18 Classic. Look at that big ass tire and those lights and the windshield. Looks lovely here. Everything else is same. You get these bags, that windshield, extra chrome bits, different exhaust compared to the one there. The big change is here and also the front tire. So there is a 130/90 16-inch and this is 120/70 19-inch. What are these? Tourens?
No, these are the Anarchy Adventures.
Hey, sweet.
Shout out to Pranav who sourced them for me.
Shout out to Pranav. Chaitanya got new tires. Michelin Anarchy Adventure. Looks good. Maybe we can try. Hey Aditya.
What's up, man? How's it going?
ఏం జరుగుతుంది అది అడగల
ఏం జరగట్లేదు నాకు తెలీదు నేను చెప్పను
కార్కి ఏదో చేస్తున్నావు
కార్ కా లేదు
నెంబర్ ప్లేట్ మార్చా
నంబర్ ప్లేట్ ఒకటి ఏదో
ఫ్రీ బాగా వాడుకుంటున్నావు
అంటే వస్తుంటే ఎందుకో వద్దన్నావు అని ఏదో అట్లా చిన్న చిన్నవి.
Chalo, Chaitanya will pick up the bike while drive his car back, probably meet for dinner or something. After visiting the BMW showroom last night, we just checked out the new BMW R18 Classic Edition. Looks good, right? And me, Chaitanya and Aitha just chilled for a while, had dinner outside. Talked about the trip and plans. He's planning to get a second bike, you'll know what it is soon. While his search for the second bike is almost done, my hunt for second bike is still going on and I'm very confused. We're not going to do any breakfast rides because maybe once in a month, just because we have the bike, we might take it out. Highway trips I'm happy with the 850. Even if I want to upgrade, I might do it 1250 in 1-2 years, not in a hurry. So the only rides that are left are these coffee shop rides and I don't feel like spending so much. So let's see, the hunt is still going on. I'm in the Nexon EV after a long time. You're probably seeing this for the first time since I'm back on the trip. Since I'm back from the trip, there's a lot happening in the EV space while I was on the tour, and one was that incident in Delhi where the Delhi Transport Commission reversed the subsidy, government subsidy. So you would have the ex-showroom price, add road tax and all, you will get the on-road price. There are two types of subsidies that government does. So in Telangana, there is no road tax on EVs since last 1 month, I guess. So that is one kind of a subsidy. And the other kind is where you get some extra refund on the ex-showroom price. I think in Delhi, it's around 1 lakh or so that you get refund. So they have cancelled that. The big question was the car was not giving the range as indicated in their website, which is the RI range. RI is a government body. So if anything to do with, it's actually the government. I'm not saying the certification by the government is wrong. They did certify it as per their standards and is 312 kilometers as per that testing cycle. Talking about range, I just want to also give another update about fast charging electric vehicles, especially Tata Nexon EV. I'm nearby a new fast charger at Tejasvi Motors. Just want to test that out. And while I'm fast charging, we'll have a few more things to discuss about, okay? So talking about that incident, right? We have petrol, diesel cars where the certified range by the testing conditions, Indian government testing conditions, would be like, let's say 21-22 kilometers per liter, but in real world you might get only 15. That is something that people have gotten used to, and because the number is small and it's per liter, the deviation seems small. But if you extrapolate it to a full tank, so let's say a 50-liter tank, and when you say 22 kilometers per liter, that's almost 1000 kilometers of a range, right? But when it's only, let's say 15 kilometers per liter, you're getting only 750 kilometers. So that's a huge deviation of range, 750 and 1000. That's almost 250 kilometers of range deviation. So when companies start quoting the full range of the tank, be it a petrol, diesel or electric car, then even there would be complaints that, oh, this was quoted 1000, I'm getting only 750. In case of EVs, the way the efficiency is calculated is the total range of the car, not the average that you get per kilometer or per watt hour of the battery. So I think the standards that are used to measure kind of miscommunicate the case in terms of what the customers can expect. So I think that's a big marketing and communications misstep that's actually happening across the world, not just in India. Maybe in India we can start actually communicating to people the cost per kilometer. I think that will alleviate a lot of these headaches. Don't worry about the range, guys. The testing standards are under extreme conditions. I don't blame the standards. I don't blame the company Tata. It's just the perception of customers with these standards are different. You kind of expect a lot more when a company quotes that much, especially in a niche space like EV where customers are just starting to enter the space. So there are a lot of questions and doubts. And talking about questions and doubts and being in niche space, fast charging was free till a month back. It's not free anymore. You have to pay for that. And the reason I'm here at one of the new fast charging stations is I just want to show you how much it costs for, let's say, 5 minutes of a fast charge. It showed me a cost of 18 rupees for 1 kilowatt. So this car has approximately 30.2 kilowatts. So let's do the quick math. To fully charge this car, now it will cost around 543 rupees, roughly 2.7 rupees per kilometer to fast charge the car. Ghar pe anyway, it is just 1 rupee per kilometer. To fast charge is 2.7 rupees per kilometer. Kind of on the higher side, but much cheaper than a petrol car or a diesel car, which would cost you 8 rupees per kilometer. Anyway, let's talk in detail later. For now, I just want to check out the new Safari, okay? Except these chrome bits, the front is the same. Big change here at this section, at the rear portion. You get this old Safari iconic look. The rear is changed completely. Let's open the boot. Heavy. With the seats completely back, that's hardly any usable space. No updates to the dash, just a different scheme of interiors. These seats are super comfortable, yeah. You still get that beautiful panoramic sunroof. Let's try to go to the rear space. As you can see, the floor is raised quite high and the under-thigh support is pretty low. Once you are in the car, it's a decent space here. Like, I'm almost 6 foot tall and this is enough for me for short rides. Slide my feet in there, put this here in the middle. The knee comfort is decent. The seat comfort is enough. The height is good too. It's just I think for emergency purposes and for maybe younger adults, pretty decent space here if you need that 7 seats for your family. Getting in and out of the car is kind of tricky, not the most comfortable. We used to have a 7-seater Innova way back till 2015 and it was much more comfortable to get in and out. I think the charging should be done. We charged for 3 minutes, 1.15 kilowatts, costed me 20.72. Yes guys, it's not free anymore. You have to pay to fast charge, and as you saw, it costed me 18 rupees for 1 kilowatt. Much cheaper than petrol and a diesel car, because that would typically take 2,500 to 3,000 rupees, or maybe in fact higher. We saw a lot of savings still, but we are, as a country, at a state where we need to address the pollution. We just came off Delhi, and even in winter we could see how hazy and polluted some parts were, and EVs are going to be the next big thing. And the country, OEMs, all the infrastructure, everyone needs to support EVs, because even though there is a lot of debate on how much you save environment and all, just as a matter of commute, it's much cheaper and easier on the pocket. Also, we as a country depend a lot on fuel, and we import. We are the 3rd biggest oil importer in the world, and that takes away a lot from our economy. So to improve our economy too, adopting new standards, new energy sources is important. And in that regard, I fully support EVs, and I think everyone should start taking them seriously, at least, even if you're not ready to purchase. I was kind of disappointed when they started charging for fast charging, because people are kind of very worried about the infrastructure availability. It is just ramping up. It's just as you saw in my previous videos, we could do on highway to some extent, and you can travel till Vizag almost from here using an EV. But it's just that there is still that enigma about whether the fast chargers would be available. What would I do if I'm stranded? There are still fears and concerns about adopting an EV. And when you have such things, the government, the OEMs, manufacturers need to go that extra mile to support them. So kudos to all those players who have offered free charging till now, but we are still not even at an infancy stage in terms of EV adoption. So charging might make a business sense from their perspective, but it's just not right. It won't send the right signal, and the adoption would only slow down, because trust me, like 90% of my charging cycle is at home. But the 10% is where it makes or breaks the things, right? Like the common questions I get is, can I take it on the highway? Are fast chargers available easily? How much does it cost? So people always worry about the 10% and not the 90%. That's always there. So we need to address the 10-20% of concerns, not the 80%. 80% will always happen by default. So in that regard, I was kind of disappointed, but it makes business sense for them. If 80 to 90% of your charging needs are met at home, the other needs, because fast charging setups cost the company quite a lot. I remember asking the Fanindra, who is setting up the solar and also the charger for this car at my home. He told me it costs roughly 6 to 7 lakhs to set up a fast charger. A commercial setup might be much higher or lower depending on the capacity of the company, etc. So let's assume it is 5 lakhs. They have set up around 300 fast chargers. 300 into 5 lakhs is what? 1500 lakhs. 15 crores of money. For a big company like Tata, setting up these fast chargers is penny money. 15 crores. Imagine for every charge cycle it's only 500 rupees, and in a typical month it might not even cost them 2 to 3 crores to support this movement. I know it is a lot of money when we talk about it, but for companies on the bigger scale, this is very minute here. So I just hope they at least have incentives or rebates for customers who want to adopt EVs, and charging is not the right way, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section about your opinion, because definitely this can go till the higher ups, and they would your voice needs to be heard. And when I say your voice, not just the owners, people who are slowly adopting EVs. Ather is also going to charge from April. It's only free till March. My take is it should be still free for a little longer. Yes guys, I think it should stay free for much longer till EV adoption becomes really big. That's what we need right now, and I hope you also agree with me in that regard. That's it for today's video guys. I must have rambled a bit, so excuse me. So sorry if I bored you guys. Just wanted to convey this point without any distractions, and I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think, and see you in the next one. Okay, chalo, bye bye, good night.